All right, y'all. There's a lot going on, and Gypsy is just on her BS. So it seems like Gypsy's trying to play Ryan right now. Well, when is she not trying to? And you know she's just as scandalous as Krusty is. They both are low down and very, very dirty. In a moral way, I don't know about it physically, but whatever. That wouldn't be far fetched either. But that's neither here nor there. So this video was posted.
How you doing? Hey, you're gonna work on that step lawyers, don't you remember? Why don't you call a cop? It's the person. Can I use I just want to get my picture. Okay, I'll get you the pictures. I don't want to run those. They want you to wait out here? Well, that was nice. There's more than that. Jay, can you grab my friend there? It's kind of heavy. Yes. That boy got it. That's my 15-year-old. He doesn't look like he's 15, does he? No, he don't. Oh, you want me to give him a key? And you just started visiting. Oh my. Yes, I just started visiting. It's so funny. Yeah. I put it on that? Yeah. I'm saying. Amazon. Right, only thing I like. Yep. Only thing. She's got to get it up short of the outside the little store area. Right. And he's taking that. He's probably more pissed off than I'm here. What am I saying? I say pigs. Yeah. She's gotten big. I know. She's so cute. Then now I'm just starting to wear off a little bit. Well, yeah. How many shots again? They kept going back for more. So I'm gonna numb you right here. I'm gonna numb you right there. I'm like, I can't feel my jaw. But at least you'll have some new pretty teeth. I know you don't think that's all you get, but you have a lot more. You get it. You know, I got more stuff. I forgot my phone. Yeah. I want him. You need to. You gonna get my dresses and my stuff that's in my closet? No. Just the pictures. No, you have no right to get this. You get everything else for your lawyer. Cool. Alright, that's the mean.
I don't know if y'all are aware of it, but I found it quite interesting. It seems as though somebody released it. And I don't know if it's Krusty, Gypsy, Rod, Mia, Ken, or who, or how it was done. But somebody released that footage. And I think it was very clear that Krusty took the video, right? So picture the fact that you had your mom unalive. You call the police and tell them you need them to assist you to go to your husband's house to get your stuff. She has so disassociated herself from her crime. It's mind-boggling to see how delusional she is. And Christy's just as goofy to take her ass over there on the same BS. Make that make sense. Krusty is so goofy. Like, I don't understand. Man, that is clown activity. You know this girl unalived her mom and you gonna call the police to go to a sped teacher's house? Be so for real. With everything she has done, he hasn't done anything. But this is when you feel like you need to go to his house at the police? Like, Krusty and Gypsy are a real special piece of low-down, dirty people. And they're totally unethical. And they trying to make Ryan look like the villain, but they just look silly. Like they went over there to record the police and nothing happened. Like, you don't realize how silly you look? I really dislike that they did that to him. I don't know. What do y'all think? Because I don't know. Unhinged as hell. All right, so moving right along. Did y'all hear that it is possible that Gypsy's pregnant?
Gypsy Rose pregnant with baby number 2. I think it's very possible. And I said a couple months ago that I thought she was either pregnant or actively trying. And then she posted that video about being on 2 types of birth control, which I felt was setting the stage for Ken, for us, or for both. For another, oops, I did it again.
Why does people keep asking me if I'm pregnant? I'm not pregnant. I have the IUD, guys. I got the IUD whenever I went in for my I had to reschedule my appointment several times because I couldn't get there. But I had my postpartum checkup or whatever, and so we scheduled me to have an IUD. So I have the Kylina. I think the Kylina is. And then on top of that, I'm on the pill as well to regulate. That's kind of cool.
Once you know Gypsy Rose's patterns, it's like you can call things out before they're happening or as they're happening. I definitely do feel it's quite possible she's either pregnant or trying to get pregnant. Now, what is the motive? Because there's always one. Is it to secure another season, a different show, or try to secure Ken? Cass writes, I really hope she's not pregnant now with Ryan's kid. Well, we definitely know there was some type of relationship going on. Now, was it just texting or was there more involved? We know there has to be more to it. But when I originally posted the birth control video, I had so many people and nurses in my comments saying that just doesn't happen. And GRB just can't seem to stay away from the drama. So we'll see how it unfolds. For the ones who bummed me out, for the ones who feel my head went down, for the squares who...
I don't know this for a fact. I don't have anything to prove this. I am just going to send you this. I mean, not send you. I am going to show you guys this. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I don't know. I am just speculating and putting my nose in other people's business. That's what I'm doing right now. But child, if she is, Ken, you already bought yourself a one ticket to hell. Now you gonna buy another one? Wild. I just never knew anyone would be wouldn't even think things through. Or maybe you are, but with the wrong head. I don't know, y'all. Drop your comments down below. This is scandalous. I've noticed this comment come up a lot about her being able to profit off of her crime and being able to travel around. Now, here's the thing. On parole, she's able to travel as long as it's for work or she gets consent. So I don't think there's anything wrong with what she's doing technically because she's getting approval. But when it comes to profiting off of her crime, part of it is that, yes, there is a law, right? But it was deemed unconstitutional because it comes along with freedom of speech. So them saying you can't speak or profit off of your crime is not freedom of speech. So the government had been getting sued. And so although it still is a law currently, the government doesn't really enforce it because of the fact that, you know, it's basically a breach of your First Amendment right. So that's why she's able to profit off of it. She is not the only person that has profited off of it. This is the first person you guys are noticing because it's such a huge deal. But this is not new, and that part is not about the PO. Also, like I said, if she's traveling for work, this would be considered work related, because honestly, where's Gypsy going to get a real job? Let's be for real. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. But I just wanted to respond to this because I noticed a lot of people are asking this question. I've been tapping up the screen all morning, waking me up to say, hold up, but let me run the clip.
Hi, Gypsy.
Hi!
Welcome back to season 5.
I start speaking my stuff. Let's just say all of this is alleged and for educational purposes only. Child, we know birds of a feather flock together. And have we heard of the whole P. Diddy debacle with Miss Kim? Well, one thing some people don't know is 24 hours before the raid, Kim unfollowed Diddy, which is one of the few people Kim Kardashian has been following. Kim is allegedly Diddy's accomplice. But before we go any further, doesn't this sound very familiar? These two in this video seem both very scandalous. Just hang on. Oh, hang on there. I got some tea. Kim and Kardashian were trying to Michael Jackson, Kanye, with the whole trying to get a conservatorship on him. Diddy has been leaking everything because he's trying to carry Kim Kardashian right along with him to the big house, you know. And I believe this clip was about prison reform, and I guess she's trying to reform before she goes back to the big house, or goes to the big house for the first time. Now, of course, everything said in this video is alleged, honey, and you take it for whatever way you want to take it. Kim Kardashian is caught up in a whirlwind right now, honey. Word on the street is she's broke. And Kim allegedly stole $120,000 from Brandy, funneled through their money through their old store, and Brandy and Ray J settled outside of court. But Brandy's mother did have an open case against Kim, but Brandy and Ray J were able to get them to sort it out outside. Now, she also had a sugar daddy who has been caught up in money laundering. This is a while ago, but this all just shows who she is as a person. This sounds very Gypsy, doesn't it? And Kim Jenner set up a nonprofit church, funneling the Kardashian money for nonprofit, using it as a tax write-off, and funneling it back to them. It sounds like a woman after Gypsy's very own heart, right? I don't know. You tell me. Hang in there. I got some more tea. Allegedly, Kim Kardashian was in a crypto scheme and ended up paying $100 million back. $48 million in debt currently. And her family can't help her because it's said that they're all knee-deep in debt. Kanye isn't going to help Kim Kardashian. The only thing he's doing is focusing on co-parenting. And he's just worried about his new wife. And Kim is acting like she has dementia when it comes to Diddy. But she is definitely an accomplice of his. This is alleged, though. It's all alleged. Kim was allegedly said to be a madam in the scandal of Diddy. And they were thicker than thieves, all alleged. And Kim is buddy-buddy with Lou Taylor, which had a lot to do with the Britney conservatorship. Lou Taylor is the mastermind behind Britney Spears' conservatorship. And Lou Taylor allegedly is paying off some of Diddy's victims through some of the church's slush funds. Lou Taylor is the owner of TriStar Sports and Entertainment. And yo, I want to roll this clip real quick for y'all to see this too.
With conditions they don't actually have, then swooping in to slap them under conservatorship and pocket their hard-earned cash. But here's where the story takes a truly jaw-dropping turn. Enter Kanye West, dropping bombshell hints about this whole mess not too long ago. Yep, you heard that right. Allegedly, Kim and Diddy were the puppet masters behind the scenes, attempting to pull off the same stunt on Kanye. But Kanye wasn't about to let them run roughshod over him. Nah, he dug in his heels and their little scheme went up in smoke.
And look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean,
They would have Michael Jackson.
or worse, yeah. So look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain.
Hold on to your seats because this Hollywood drama just took a turn for the even wilder. Brace yourself. Britney Spears herself has stepped forward, alleging she was fed the same misdiagnosis spiel before being thrust into a conservatorship. And who's she pointing the finger at? None other than her own parents and, wait for it, Lou Taylor. But here's where it goes from wild to downright mind-blowing. Rumor has it that the Kardashians allegedly pocketed a staggering $600 million from Britney's conservatorship. Fans started raising eyebrows when Kim's net worth suddenly shot up by $600 million overnight. And even though she tried to attribute it to skims, people weren't buying it. Someone wrote, if you're Lou Taylor and you need to hide $600 million, would Kim's estate be a logical place to try and hide it? But that's not all, because they also pointed out how Kylie Jenner also sold half of her makeup company, Kylie Cosmetics, for a very familiar price. The fan explained, if you're following the conspiracy, that means the money could have went from Britney's trust to Stonebridge to Panama back into the U.S. through Kim's trust and over to Kylie Jenner. Lou Taylor, the mastermind orchestrating Kim's financial dealings, finds herself entangled in a complex web of connections. Not only does she oversee Kim's finances, but she's also intertwined with Kris Jenner's church, allegedly channeling funds to Diddy's purported victims through Kim. It's like peeling back layers of a twisted onion, and we're only scratching the surface. But hang on to your hats, because here comes the biggest bombshell yet. If we've managed to piece together this puzzle, just imagine what secrets the feds might be unearthing. Word on the street is, Kim's poised to find herself smack dab in the middle of the RICO charges looming over Diddy. Yep, you heard it right. It's like watching a Hollywood blockbuster unfold before our very eyes. At this rate, Diddy might just bring down half the industry with him. As for the Kardashian clan, well, let's just say their empire could be on shaky ground. Reports suggest Kim is in full-on panic mode over this exposure, fully aware she's in deep trouble. Fans are shook by this, and they commented, wow, nothing surprises me with the Kardashians. That young lady speaking on that video certainly had a lot of incriminating information. Kim's time is up. She's losing business with Hulu and other. Depending on the outcome of the trials with Diddy will determine whether she can still be on TV or make endorsements or get endorsements. She is on borrowed time right now, and we think she will go down with Diddy, and that will be that. And the jails won't have enough space to hold all of these evil people. This is crazy, but y'all drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.
This to go to say, birds of a feather certainly flock together. So am I surprised Gypsy is caught amongst them? And keep in mind, when she did this video with Kim Kardashian, as you can see based off her hair, this is when she first came out of prison. This is before the Diddy explosive happened. So Kim was not anticipating this, and now she's caught up in her very own scandal with Gypsy Rose. This is all alleged, though. That's what it said. Hello, Miss Lee. I heard you call for me. Now, I'm going to address you one time and one time only because I know you're such a strange bird. But anyway, I'll give you a little entertainment, just for a little bit of time. So you've been running your mouth for quite some time. You say that you're a Gypsy supporter. Let's actually go through your page real quick. Isn't this your page that says, giving bullies a taste of their own medicine, Gypsy support channel? Okay. I want you to hang on to this because you only became this channel when I blocked you because you wouldn't get out of my inbox. And you wouldn't, I saw you in Gypsy's comments, but yet you were all in other people's comments supporting Nicholas GODEJOHN. But I know you're going to say that I'm not telling the truth, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring some receipts. Here is a time where I gave you my email. You also sent me a screenshot from something that was on Ken's IG page, correct? Back when his page was private. Am I corrected? Okay. And you said sent right here. Further along, you said, I said, girl, keep following her because she privated her page. You said, of course, LOL, I got you. I love your content because I 1,000% agree with your opinion. I said, I appreciate your support. I really do. You said anytime. This was before I blocked you. So as soon as I blocked you, you seemed to cross over. I thought that was very interesting because you're not quite the most honest person, obviously, but birds of a feather flock together. But let's continue on. I want you guys to pause to read. But one of the main things I want to discuss is she said, my dad works with him just in reference to Rod and they're friends. Just not sure if I want to make the video. That's why I got to stay on Krusty's followers list. You were saying that you were tempted to send some of the screenshots between your dad and Rod. So you've also been airing things out, correct? You still want my attention, Miss Ma'am? But let's keep going. Also asked about Nick's appeal. Have I heard anything? I said it was denied, but it's going to the Supreme Court. I said, oh, I expected it to be denied on the local level, though. You said, how long do you think it will take? I said, I'm guessing at least 6 months to 18 months. You said, I hope it gets approved. We need his truth. I think it will be by the Supreme. I said, I think it will be by the Supreme Court, and I really hope so. So, Miss Ma'am, you have been playing both sides of the fence, but yet you constantly make videos about me. Obviously, you're out here clout chasing over me. And like I said, this is going to be the one time I'm going to address you because I know someone will send you this video. But ma'am, you will not get any more entertainment because honestly, you're not relevant to me. There's nothing to speak on because who are you? And you make yourself look crazy trying to clout chase on me when I'm not. It's not that serious and you're just making yourself look crazy. But now I have aired you out. So you wanted my attention once again and I've given it to you. Get off my timeline. Ooh, child, the tea is hot. I'm gonna need you to come in, take a seat, and let's talk because this right here is gonna blow your wig cap right back. So as we spoke before, we knew Ken wasn't all that he was cracked up to be, right? I was teetering on the fence, and some of you all kept saying, Ken isn't who you think he is. He is around for money, right? Well, I have not confirmed that he was around for money, but I have confirmed that he is a villain. Let's talk about it. So I need you guys to pause and read this. He's speaking all about Nicholas GODEJOHN, and he says, LOL, if only all these losers who stand by poor old Nicky Poo could see them. When I tell you, Ken is just as scandalous as Gyp is. If this don't show you, I don't know what will. But hang on, I got another screenshot for y'all. Look at this. When I tell you all they keep trying to do is stop Nick from getting his appeal. You see this? I hope we can turn it all over to the DA and keep him from ever getting an appeal. When I tell you Ken is a wicked man. And his mama is too, because I know some tea on her that when y'all hear about this, but I'm going to go ahead and let the cards lay where they lay so I can spill the tea on his mama. Just know she's not who y'all think she is. That's all I'm going to say on that. But just know that lady is just as scandalous as Gyp, Krusty, and Ken. I said what I said, and if you have some problems with what I said, just block yourself and exit out. Also, this is the report where Gypsy admitted saying that her mom was unalived, and it was supposed to look like Nick had posted it, where Ken is trying to dispute this and whoever he's texting. Now, also, this is the original text. The original Facebook post. You know, I scribbled it out because I don't want them to report this and have it taken down. But this was definitely Gyp's page that she was interacting with Nick GODEJOHN. She admitted in the interrogation that she also wrote this post. Ken, I didn't realize you were such a bad person. And this is alleged only. This isn't just my opinion. But I said what I said. Ooh, child, I've been speculating this for some days. Mainly because Mama deleted all her posts. Ken has went MIA since I started roasting him on the internet. Gypsy done took down all her pictures with him and her in the profile. And Ken did too. So one can only think that there's been a little bit of trouble in paradise. But it's all left up to speculation until we can confirm. But I would say very likely so. Which at this point, she deserves it. But I'm sure she's on to the next man she's going to use, or she's going to try to go ahead and use Ryan all over again. You know, all wash and repeat. You know, the same scandalous games that she's been doing. Ooh, child, TMZ posted about Miss Blanchard, and I need you guys to look at this. All right, so Gypsy Rose Blanchard finally meets Kim Kardashian after prison release. Now, I want you guys to see there is 7,276 likes and 522 comments, and I didn't see one positive comment. But let's go through just a few of them. It's funny how being rewarded and famous for using people and unaliving her own mother. Shaking my head. Cancel Gypsy already. Kim too. Imagine being famous for the unaliving of your mother. What is going on? Kim rose to fame for opening, you know what? And Gypsy rose fame for unaliving her mother. Enough said. If this is Gypsy's biggest goal, she obviously didn't learn anything from her past. I think that I have been educating enough people. Now, I know that I have not done all this work. I know that it is tons of you guys and other creators out there, but we are out here doing our thing, and people are waking up and realizing she is not to be praised. And I think that we may have hope for the future, because after these past couple of weeks of people defending her, there has always been question in my mind, where are we as a society? Bye bye for now. Y'all, if Gyp thought she was ever going to meet Taylor Swift, access has been denied. Especially now, because Kim K is Taylor Swift's #1 rival. Taylor is going to say, over my unalived body. Didi, you know what I mean? Okay. I don't know why she thought she was reaching for the stars. Girl, keep Tay-Tay's name out your mouth. Okay. You know what? You have a lot of audacity to come on my page and speak on this. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a convicted felon for plotting her mother's unaliving, using and manipulating an autistic man with a low IQ with other mental health issues. She used him, let him take the flak for it, served 8 years and came out. Meanwhile, she is strongly working against him for him not to get an appeal. Just for him to get a fair day in court. That is all we are asking for, to let him get a fair trial. And she is actively trying to work against that. And you're saying to let her live her life? Gyp might be working hard against Nicholas GODEJOHN, but I am working harder. And one thing that is a known fact, there is no rest for the wicked. That's why that little lazy eye of hers is constantly rolling, because she's not getting sleep, because she is not a good person. So get off my page. Get off before everyone starts roasting you in these comments.
Contact with her?
Yes.
Why?
We were trying to set up something for the paternity she wanted me to meet her baby.
Is that the only reason?
I mean, yes and no. Like, we both kind of miss each other's friendship, but I mean, like, it's touch and go. It's weird. It's weird how it works. Like, I still care about her. She still cares about me, but it's nothing. We haven't talked about getting back together, nothing like that.
Not romantic.
No, we flirted, but nothing like...
She still flirts.
Well, I mean, she can't help it. I don't think she can help it.
Okay, you think that's healthy for you?
No, it's not, and I know that. Like, I'm working on it.
How many times have I told you?
You've told me so many times. You told me it's not like I already knew that what you would think if I told you that. I know.
Okay.
I know you're right.
When I first met Ryan, he was still hopeful that there would be a marriage. He was desperately in love, actually. So I was not surprised by his desire to see her and be friends still. And there's that mysterious love thing, connection, vibe that people have that draw them to each other. He had that toward her, and he's having to overcome that. But it was very powerful in the very beginning.
I mean, you'll still have my last name for a couple months. Yeah. Okay.
If you think this Diddy trial is just about another celebrity scandal, you're missing the entire point. This isn't just about a music mungle. This is about how power is built in hip hop, why silence was brought, and how a culture born from survival turned into a system that protected predators. To understand why this case matters so much, you really have to understand the culture that made Diddy possible, because this isn't just about a courtroom. It's about the collision of fame, fear, and the very foundation of hip hop. Before the diamonds, the deals, and the drama, hip-hop was survival, not a brand, not an industry, just block parties, turntables, and the truth. So let me take you back to where it really started. Hip-hop started in 1973 in the South Bronx at a back-to-school party thrown by DJ Kool. He invented breakbeats, extending drum breaks so people could dance longer. That one move gave a rise to breakdancing, MCing, DJing, graffiti, the four elements of hip-hop. No record label, no sponsors, just creativity, pain, and rebellion. Hip-hop became the voice of Black and brown youth in margins. It was a protest, a prayer, a party, all in one. The fashion, the slang, the attitude, it wasn't intimidation, it was innovation. And as hip-hop grew, so did the hustle. That same culture birthed Mongols, and that led us to Diddy. Before we talk about Diddy, the Mongol, the man, or headlines, we gotta talk about the soil that he grew out of. Hip-hop wasn't made for power, it was made for freedom. Y'all, I'll do another video on how Sean Diddy Combs became the face of The Flash. Suge Knight? Not y'all saying they may have Suge Knight testify in the Diddy trial from prison. I swear this case is turning into the Avengers Rico edition. Because every day it's getting wilder and wilder. It's already messy, and now you want to add Suge? So let's be clear. The Diddy trial is already unhinged. There's freak-offs, crime witnesses, cash drops, trauma therapists, and Kid Cudi lighting up a cigarette like he's narrating his own Lifetime film. And now, word on the street is prosecutors might try to call Suge Knight to testify from California State Prison. Yes, Suge, the man that's serving time for vehicular manslaughter. And if they pull it off, he'd most likely testify via secure video call, okay? But knowing Suge, he's gonna treat that Zoom call like it's Tales from the Crypt, the deluxe edition, okay? But think about it. What could he even say? Suge and Diddy have had a history of beef, and more beef. Beef and broccoli, beef and chicken, beef and everything, just beef, okay? He's seen some things. He's heard some things. He might have survived a few things, okay? If prosecutors want to prove that Diddy is intimidating, dangerous, and ran bad boy like a mafia, Suge might just be the one to actually prove that. And I'm telling you, it might be by mistake or by pure chaos. But like, imagine Suge Knight logging in to a video call, calmly saying, yeah, I remember that night. I told him this was all going to blow up. And it did. Judge, sir, please stay on topic. Suge, nah, I'm on topic. He was wilding. I could see it. I could see it. But this would be pure chaos, really. Let's be honest. Suge testifying would be less of a witness testimony and more like a story time with your problematic uncle at a cookout. He's going to throw in some extra details that nobody asked for, and he might even shout out some people in the gallery. He might start testifying in third person. We'll have to mute him mid-sentence like it's Clubhouse 2020 all over again. Honestly, if this happens, the judge is going to need therapy and a break for emotional damage, okay? If this trial gets a sequel, Suge would be in the trailer. Believe that, okay? So let's just recap. Kid Cudi's outside chain smoking for emotional support. Suge Knight might actually join the witness list like it's Rolling Loud lineup. And Diddy's trial is now officially being powered by chaos, trauma, black Air Forces. It's just getting crazy. But y'all stay tuned, stay seated, and stay ready because the tea never stops pouring. And I know this is getting heavy. Kid Cudi is expected to testify today, and Kid Cudi lit up a cigarette before even testifying, and Diddy's ex-assistant spills the tea on being his fixer. Let's dive into this because it's getting juicy. So Kid Cudi's arrival this morning, when I say your boy came out of the car with a lit cig, that just tells me everything I need to know. Kid Cudi's about to say some stuff that we ain't even ready. And the way he was holding that cigarette and his demeanor, I'm a little nervous. He made no statements to the press and solely focused on the task at hand and entering the building, baby. It's about to get real. Okay. Now, Cudi's expected to testify about his brief relationship with Cassie Ventura back in 2011, which allegedly provoked a violent reaction from Diddy. Are we surprised? No. So Cassie previously testified that Diddy threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car, right? And yeah, so it has something to do with that. And Cudi's car did explode in his driveway. All right. So there was an argument about whether or not he would be able to speak about it, but Judge Arun has ruled that Cudi can discuss this incident of arson during his testimony. So George Kaplan, Diddy's former assistant, testified about his role in managing the cleanups and Diddy's after party, misconduct, basically. Kaplan described these incidences where he had tasks with booking the hotel rooms under anonymous names and stuff like that and stocking them with items and baby oils and candles and later cleaning up to avoid drawing attention from hotel staff or anything like that. And he also accounted being sent to pick up rugs and carrying large sums of cash for Diddy, including over $50,000 on a private jet. Okay. I don't know. I'm smelling some Rico. I don't know about y'all. I smell a little bit of Rico. So Kaplan stated he left the company after witnessing Diddy assaulting Cassie and realized he didn't want to be involved in covering up such incidences. And I'm not mad at him because I wouldn't want to cover that up too. From Kid Cudi's anticipated testimony to George Kaplan's revelations, the courtroom is unraveling layers of Diddy's alleged misconduct. Y'all stay tuned for more because these updates in this trial, I feel like it's about to get really wild. Maybe this week it might get really wild, but I think next week and the week after, we about to get into some really juicy tea. I feel like the prosecution is kind of just building a story slowly, and it seems like it doesn't make sense, but there's going to be things that I feel like it's going to start to make sense.